worth it. Plus, they're drawing for a gas card. You can sign up for your chance to win all week in-store. 99-cent sausage biscuits will be available at the Jam Mart Phoenix Avenue location Monday through Friday. Don't miss out on Customer Appreciation Day at Jam Mart on Phoenix Avenue, Thursday, October 23rd.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, partly to mostly sunny sky, a high in the middle to upper 70s. Later on tonight, mainly clear overnight low. Will drop down in the little mid 50s. Tomorrow, lots of sunshine, mid 70s. We should be on our way to the upper 70s on Friday. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Forest Green Incorporated, committed to setting the standard of excellence since 1936.
Hi, this is Lindsay White, and I'm proud to share that White Office Machines has now officially become part of the Datamax family. You'll continue to see the same local support teams you know and trust, plus industry-leading Kyocera copiers with statewide service and expanded IT, phone, and document solutions. Together, we're stronger, and together we're ready to create a raving fan out of your business. I know my dad and our staff are excited about this new chapter, as it takes our capabilities to a whole new level for you. Learn more at datamaxarkansas.com.
When your carpets, upholstery, and floors look dirty and stained, call your local Service Master Clean at 646-4087. Service Master Clean is an industry leader and can remove the toughest stains from your home or office. And they back their work with a satisfaction guarantee. Eliminate dirt and grime from your carpet, hardwood, tile, and laminate floors. Call your local Service Master Clean, 479-646-4087. That's 646-4087 or online at servicemasterpc.com.
KERX Paris Fort Smith.
When you play a team like Arkansas, they will expose you, and they'll expose you in a hurry.
ESPN 95.3.
Whether it's fire or whatever, that's fine. Here's the point. People are afraid to say it for 5.5 years. Sam Pittman is just not that good of a football coach. Is there anything wrong there? No. No, like, people want to pull things out of there. I can defend because I've watched him yell at refs and be mad at refs over bad calls. Like, I've seen it with my own two eyes. But now we're just pulling out these. He's just not. And you're hoping Petrino is that difference. And I don't know if he still is. No one does. You can pull out these old memories all you want, but that is just truth. And people are afraid to. Maybe I was afraid to say it, but it's just true.
I think that model of the way you're trying to do it didn't succeed across the board.
Okay.
Arkansas, I think, is a tough market to figure out how to make it work the way it's being described, at least in this conversation. You look at most things in this country, from who pays the bills on a lot of things. It's generally like 20% do 80% of it, right? And we're needing like the 80% to give 50, and we're not going to get there.
Live from the Busch Light Studios with Ty Richardson.
What is the biggest fish you've caught in terms of pounds?
And Tommy Kraft.
Yeah, I hit myself with the microphone.
And produced by Colton Little. This is The Morning Rush.
Colton, should that have been ounces? Is that how the fishermen say it?
Don't know any other way in which you would ask somebody how else would you measure your fish? I think pounds would be the best way.
Okay. All right. Hey, welcome in to What's Your Beef Wednesday edition of the Morning Rush. Hot Springs Village, this side of the Morning Rush today. Balboa Pavilion, not too far from the Magellan Golf Course, where the Morning Rush is going for a three-peat. Tommy is currently on the practice range right now getting ready. We've added a new team member this year. The last couple years, it's been our guy Brad at Mosquito Joe. Now we have added Mr. Best, Greg. So we're going to see if Greg's dynamic, Greg's a pretty good golfer, play with him a time or two. We're going to see if that dynamic screws up and we can give him a hard time if we're not able to three-peat. But that is where we are today. What's Your Beef Wednesday, brought to you by Richard's Country Meat Market, where we were just there with Richard and his family not too long ago. Whatever you're needing at Richard's Country Meat Market, they can take care of you. Think about, so I've got friends coming in town for the Texas A&M game. I've got friends coming in town for the Auburn game. I've got a friend coming in town for the Mississippi State game. Well, you want to make sure if they're going to come in town to Fayetteville, you treat them right. You treat them with some good food. Well, you can do that at Richard's. I got some hot sauces from there, Colton. A couple weeks ago, I got 2 Richards ones, and I got this, I think it's Ring of Fire. The Ring of Fire is almost gone. I can't wait to get in the other 2. And whether it's meats, whether it's different sides, whether it's sauces like I got, they've got it all at Richard's Country Meat Market. Have you gotten a chance to go there yet?
I have not gotten a chance to actually make it into the facility, but somebody did bring me back some beef sticks from there the other day, and they were just delicious.
Yeah, they're fantastic. Richards Country Meat Market, 3042 North Market Avenue, or order online at richardscountrymeatmarket.com. They are bringing the flavor to you all football season long. Heck, I know some Arkansas fans that tailgate for basketball, and I guarantee you they shop at Richards. Ryan and Prairie Grove texting in here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Tommy's going to join us at 9:17 and then 10:45. We're also going to talk to our buddy RD on there, Richard Davenport as well. Ryan texting in, shouldn't you be practicing a bit? Ryan, I should. Yeah. I would be shocked if we used a single one of my drives, irons, wedges, maybe a putt today. But, yeah, I am the worst golfer by far of this crew. And, yes, I should be the one practicing, but Tommy should it's like a catch-22 because, yes, I should be practicing, but we need to get more shots out of Tommy because he's the better golfer.
He needs to get limbered up and get ready to go because he'll be carrying a lot of the weight of the three-peat on his shoulders today, Ty. But you never you could end up using a good Ty Richardson putt. I mean, I know you can line him up with the best.
We'll see. It is a cool 68-degree cloudy day here in Hot Springs Village. We don't get a chance to get down here as much as we like, and that's why I love doing live shows in different pockets. Obviously, we're in Fayetteville at Richards not too long ago. We go to Harrison and Mountain Home. We go to Hot Springs. I know that Halftime and Ruskin and Zach are all over the place as well. It's just cool to get into different next to the woods here in Arkansas. And Hot Springs Village, for those that haven't been, I mean, it's its own little mecca. I mean, you've got
it's the largest gated community in the world.
Yeah, I mean, it's like 8 or 9 golf courses, several lakes. If I was a resident here, and I had never contemplated retiring here until I visited 3 years ago, I would never leave. I wouldn't. I'd never leave this place. And I understand why people enjoy it so much. Has a very Bella Vista type of feel to it, except it's like you said, it's gated.
Ty, I can see you out there on Lake Balboa one of these days, just driving by in your boat. You just got off the golf course after a day of playing 18. You got a beer belly. And you're just driving that boat real slow, waving at all the single moms out there on the dock. I could see you retiring to Hot Springs Village. You could definitely. I could see you down there in a heartbeat.
I'm going to be honest. While that does sound entertaining, if I'm single and retired, then I have lived a fruitless life. At some point in time,
you've worked so hard, Ty. You've dedicated your time.
Well, at some point, the work needs, as my uncle has said, the work needs to be set aside, and you need to focus on another part of your life. Like obviously, you've just had a kid with Gabby and everything else. Which part of? By the way, I was thinking about you when I heard this clip. Did you hear? Let me see if I can pull it up. You might have to play it, Colton. Did you hear the Derek Jeter clip mid-broadcast on Fox?
Oh, yeah, him talking about now how he had to he was about to miss a parent-teacher conference. I got it right here.
Each pitch, each out. Sorry, it's a rain delay. Doctor appointment, parent-teacher conference that I'm going to miss. So sorry, guys. You can take it on the air. I might.
Take the call, man.
But we
I'm sure Jeter Jr. probably doesn't mind if his dad misses the parent-teacher conferences. I was always trying to find creative excuses to get my parents not to go. But when they both work in the school district, in the school system, they were going to make those conferences.
And speaking of your parents, did your before we get into our beefs here this morning, we're going to hear from Talon Green momentarily for our opening drive. Got a chance to hear from the players for the first time since Sam Pittman was fired. Did your dad have any thoughts to Jonathan Gannon getting suspended? The Arizona Cardinals head coach when the running back for the Cardinals fumbled it before the end zone and Gannon kind of hit him. I'm going to be honest, even my soft private school Little Rock Christian, I still remember coaches grabbing me by the shoulder pads and hitting me to wake up and stuff. That wasn't like I never thought in 1 second that they were trying to assault me. It's just like, get your head out of your butt and start playing. That's how I took it. But we've gotten so soft in society. The NFL fined Gannon $100,000 for that.
Yeah,
$100,000.
6 figures. Six figures is insane for that, and I get where you're coming from. I haven't talked to him directly about that, but I can probably speak for him in this sense. He would think the fine is absolutely ludicrous, and like you said, it's trying to hold your players accountable. He comes from that different generation where maybe it was okay to get in the player's face mask and get in their grill a little bit, so he might have had his feathers ruffled a little bit by that. But I mean, the guy fumbled the ball at a pretty key moment. You can't just let that go. You can't let him get off scot-free. So getting in his face and doing all that stuff, I don't necessarily necessarily mind that, but it is a different time and a different generation. We've seen a lot of coaches that used to do that maybe become a little bit more softer now as things have gotten modernized and players maybe have a little bit a more difficult time adjusting to that type of coaching. But look, I'm not saying I didn't see my dad get in a player's face a time or two or 4,500, but I mean, it's just it's a different time these days, Ty. But $100,000 for that is just insane.
Yeah, it didn't make a lick of sense. I don't know many of our audience that would agree. Reddit Van Buren agrees with both of us. He thought the exact same thing. It's grown men being paid
grown
millions.
Men. Yeah,
soft. So maybe that's a beef of yours, Red. If you've got a beef, you can jump in with us. I want to start with this week. So I want to take us back to 2023. Team goes 4-8. Just a dreadful season, unfortunately, for Sam Pittman. And I remember each week, whether it was road or on at home, that I thought to myself that this team had a chance to win. They finally did in Gainesville. Outside of that, really wasn't a fun moment that season. Got clowned at home a couple times, and yet you came up short a handful of instances on the road. This is the first time in a while heading into a football game, and it's a beef of mine, that I can't see a scenario where Arkansas wins. I have looked at every stat. I have looked at different simulations. I know the Football Power Index has Tennessee at about 83% and Arkansas at 17%. I know statistics will lie to you and projections aren't always correct. But I think this is and that's not necessarily a shot at Petrino. I know people feel differently about the season overall. Guys, and gals, and Colton, I just can't see Arkansas winning this weekend, and I hate that. And maybe because I think that they'll go in and it'll be a defensive battle, like, I don't know, 21-17 or something. I just can't see them winning this weekend in Neyland.
If you're going to eke out, if you're going to squeak out any of these wins here for the rest of your season with an interim head coach, I don't know if it's going to be the first one that you get on, that you actually have a chance to play with the interim head coach in a 100,000 seat stadium. I just don't know if that's exactly the right recipe to get one of these wins, Ty. But I'm not sure exactly. Like, I know what you're saying about how maybe they won't be favored anymore of these games, and it's kind of hard to figure out a way in which they could actually be competitive in this game and win this game. I think for the rest of the season, against you have 3 straight home games against A&M, Auburn, and Mississippi State. You have a chance to maybe win one of those games, but Ty, I can't say that I disagree with you because I don't know there's any way that they can actually put up a fight really against Tennessee just because there's a new coach and maybe not some of the people that have been causing some of the problems on the defensive staff are now gone and jobless. Bobby's going to be stretched then trying to do all this on his own, and he's going to put that onus upon himself to try and do it. Just because you got a new head coach and maybe you've gotten rid of some of the rat poison and some of the things that have caused some of your defensive dismay this season, it doesn't mean that you suddenly just got a bunch of guys that are a lot more talented than what you already have. It's still the same players, and they've shown that they're just a little bit behind the 8 ball when it comes to talent for the rest of this conference.
Here's Petrino on the balls earlier this week.
Yeah, they're a challenge. They've always been a challenge. They spread the field, but they want to run the ball. So the biggest challenge is how do you defend the pass and stop the run. So that's something that we're working hard at, is to being able to understand we have to stop the run first. Got to get a lot of bodies to the football, tackle well, be gap sound, which we've worked really hard at, and play with great effort.
And being negative is not a shtick I enjoy.
Yeah.
That's not something I got to be honest, and I hope I'm dead wrong about this, but that's just kind of how I feel heading into this weekend. All right.
If you're wrong, Ty, we'll celebrate. I mean, we'll be talking.
Oh, yeah. Play this on loop on Monday morning over and over again. All right. What is your before we get into kind of some of what Talon had to say last night, in our opening drive, what is one of your beefs this morning, Colton?
Well, Ty, as everybody's kind of figured out that there's obviously a coaching search going on. We're trying to find the next man to lead the Razorback football program. Now, more than ever before that I've noticed it, there are golly, there's got to be at least 100 people on the Arkansas social media circles that have like real legit insider knowledge. Doesn't it seem that way? Doesn't it seem like that? Golly, every single day there's a new post, there's a new account that say, "Hey, follow me for insider knowledge about the Razorback coaching search." And the same people that are purporting Gruden and Petrino as the next head coach. So all these people out there that are just like trying to get as little validation as they can online for insider knowledge that they're really just stealing from people that have actual knowledge of the situation. Please seek help. Find a different pastime. Get a different activity. Find a different social media outlet to use. You get on Facebook and do it on there, but keep it off of my beautiful Twitter. Thank you.
All right, that's a few beefs as we get rolling here this morning. We've got still some plenty of things to get to. I haven't necessarily locked in what's going on in the MLB playoffs. I know wild cards. We'll jump into some of that. There's some basketball news with Arkansas's basketball schedule coming out, so that's exciting. And I know people are ready for this. And not too far down the road for me is where they're going to be participating in the Bank of the Ozark Arena on Sunday. So that's the tip-off scrimmage this upcoming weekend. Hey, we're brought to you this morning by APAC and Standard Materials Group. Do you need that turnkey solution for your special construction project? No job's too big or too small. Aggregates, asphalt, ready-to-mix concrete. And maybe you just need more than materials. Maybe you need surveying, engineering, construction, drone capabilities, trucking, and logistics. It's all under one roof. APAC and Standard Materials Group. Call them, 479-587-3300. That's APAC and Standard Materials Group, 479-587-3300. All right, let's get into our opening drive here this morning.
Green, though, going to keep it on the option. Right side, he's in the clear across midfield. They've got to catch him, and they can't do it. Green to the 20, to the 10. Touchdown, Arkansas. 64 yards on the option.
I think the cool thing is, everybody gets to see a side of him that, I'm fortunate enough to see every single day, So I know everybody's saying, I didn't know Coach Petrino gets riled up like that. What is it called? After practice speech. And I was like, just wait till the game. So
this is the opening drive.
I don't know how many schools Taylor Green had an opportunity to end up in when he entered the transfer portal. I mean, 6'6", 4'5", 4'6" doesn't exactly happen everywhere in college football. He has those measurables. We've seen him, as you saw, in that 60-plus yard touchdown. He can just change the dynamic of a football game. I think listening to him talk about last night, and I'm going to be honest, it was him, Mike Washington, Quincy Rhodes, and Caleb Wooden, right? Mm-hmm. Cole, those were the four. Sir. Man, there wasn't a lot there. I just hope those guys, like they basically said the same thing as they said all offseason and then leading up to this game. And I get you're probably coached, and there's probably certain buzzwords and things you avoid and things you say. But I think at a certain point in juncture, Arkansas fans are ready to see some action. I talked about all offseason. Taylor didn't have a signature moment in the SEC last year. It was robbed of him in this Tennessee game. Mm-hmm. If you remember, he gets a cheap shot on him in the third quarter. He doesn't get to finish it out. No doubt in my mind, if he's in there where Malachi scored, I think Taylor would have done the exact same thing. And he still doesn't have a signature SEC moment. He got 7 of these left. This is his final year. So hopefully he's able to accomplish that. Him talking about Petrino, you kind of brought this up earlier. Just in today's day and age, certain coaching mentalities don't necessarily work. People get weirded out by certain things like the Gannon.
Kids are soft. You can say that. Kids are soft. People are soft.
But here's one of the questions I wanted to ask. So we don't know if this Petrino experiment is going to work. We hope it does. Mm-hmm. We always harken back to what he did when he was first year as the head coach. And it worked. It worked for a little bit at Louisville. Let's say you have the opportunity to have, I don't know if it can be 4 good years. Let's say it's 3 good years. You can win like 8 games, 9 games, and maybe get to double digits. But then you're back in, not necessarily an abyss, but you're back to pretty low point in the SEC. Because it's going to, if he takes this job moving forward, this is not going to be a long-term thing. 1, because of his age. 2, because of the history with Bobby Petrino. Never has there been sustained success where he's been a head coach. So I guess my question is, are you willing as a fan, if he shows you something these next 7 games, and Hunter and the board of trustees, Chancellor Robinson, everyone else, the board, big boosters get behind him, and they're like thinking to themselves, this could last a short time. And it's probably going to if he stays on and there is success. This is not going to be a long-term solution. Are you willing to be okay with that, Colton?
Well,
that's what you have to ask yourself.
It's another Band-Aid over a bullet hole that is this football program. I mean, you can't afford, whenever this is going to be the most consequential hire you've ever made in the history of your football program, with all the big things that are at play, NIL, the potential for some massive mega conference, the opportunity to make it into a now expanded 16-team playoff. You cannot sweep it under the rug anymore, kick the can down the road, whatever phrase you want to use. You have to do this right. Bobby Petrino is not the answer. He is a very, very good stopgap, but you just had 6 years of a stopgap. You have to find someone to get in here and change the program for the better.
If you've got some thoughts on that, we'll jump into that a little more. We got our hog update going up, but we're going live to Magellan Golf Course now on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, where Tommy's patiently waiting. Tommy, is the team, have you rallied the troops for a three-peat? Are we ready to go?
Well, we've been in the film room. Our team's been watching film.
Yeah,
we're getting ready. Yes, I'm getting ready to give my, win one for the Gipper speech here in a minute, but I couldn't help but laugh. I couldn't help but laugh at something Colton said there a minute ago. When's the last time, and I'm not saying, Colton, you're wrong about this is the most consequential hire in the history of the program, but when's the last time we hired a coach and it wasn't the most consequential hire in the history of the program?
Every single time you hire a coach.
We're at the greatest crossroads in the history of history.
I think what he's getting at, so let's think about important timelines, right? You come in 92, you don't have the right head coach then. There's a transition in 2012 with A&M and Missouri joining the league. You don't have the right coach then. It's John L. Then you have another transition with Texas with Texas and Oklahoma, and unfortunately, you didn't have necessarily what you needed to in place then. Now you've got the revenue and NIL, which is a bigger piece of the puzzle. And so these transition periods, and I know Clay's talked about this, you just haven't. Not that any hire isn't important, but these hires that have been vital have not, or just who you've had at the helm at the time, have not been the right coach for Arkansas, which has put you in a bigger hole consistently with this football program.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying you're wrong, but that's a phrase or a mindset I think we use
I think he's
every
saying you're
time
wrong,
in any sport.
Well, that's fine.
That's fine. I'm not saying Colton's wrong. I'm just saying it always feels like it's the most important thing ever. And in that moment, it is. When the day comes that you got to hire a baseball coach and Dave Van Horn is retired, it's going to be the most important hire in the history of the program.
It sure will.
Well, hopefully Tony goes to coach the Braves or the Giants or something, then comes back here in 5 years.
When you've got to hire someone to replace John Calipari in 4 or 5 years, it's going to be the most important hire in the history of history. So I get it, but it is a big moment. There's no, and you're right about the fact with all you're facing as a sport, everyone in your air quotes industry is facing. Who is the right fit? What is the right fit? I mean, I think we know, but I'm not sure we really know what are the most important things. Is the most important thing someone that can evaluate talent and get you out of the portal with the money you've got? Because if we've got this idea that somehow Arkansas is going to have the most money of all SEC schools to spend at some point in the future, that we're going to solve that problem. We're always going to try to do more with less, because that's what we always do. Mm-hmm. So I still think when you're looking for the right coach, and how do you figure out who has their finger on this button, but who can evaluate and find the diamonds in the rough and get the most value for the money you have to spend? That to me is who you're looking for, because I don't think we're ever going to be able to outspend anybody when it comes to football budget.
Speaking of decisions, did you make we got about 10 seconds. Did you make the right decision with a recent player on this golf team? Is he going to?
I went into the portal. I think we've got a good addition to the team. We got the club champ fresh off a win this weekend, so I think we got the right roster. I feel good about our roster, Ty.
I hope so. I'll be joining Tommy. Tommy will give us a check-in at the end of hour number 2 to see where the Morning Rush team is at. Tommy, go start us strong, okay, with the rest of the team, and I'll join
All
you
right.
guys momentarily.
We'll try to Band-Aid this together till you arrive, Ty.
That's probably the smart thing to do. Again, we are live at the Balboa Pavilion, Hot Springs Village. Tommy's at Magellan Golf Course, literally probably half a mile where I'm at right now, getting our team ready for a three-peat. Morning Rush going for 3 straight victories. Let me tell you something.
It's a dynasty.
What'd you say, Colton?
Hey, 2's back-to-back, that's nothing. Everybody does that. But 3 in a row, it's a dynasty.
We're trying to do something Nick Saban never could. Is win three championships in a row. All right, when we come back here in the Morning Rush Hog Update, we'll touch on some of the basketball news. Schedule is out. What do you think? Stay with us. It's a What's Your Beef Wednesday edition of the Morning Rush.
Arkansas shot the one last week. Mississippi.
You got to say that?
Yeah, all right, I understand.
This is the Morning Rush.
Save up to $4,000 on select Buick Envisions at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The Buick Envision showcases inspired design with exclusive features in this 5-passenger SUV. Or drive the brand new Buick Envista, a stylish crossover for as low as $399 per month. These are limited time offers. Experience the new Buick at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith or online at harryrobinson.com.
Are you ready to indulge in an unforgettable fine dining experience? Then come join us at Uncorked, where every meal is a masterpiece, crafted with the finest ingredients to tantalize your taste buds. And with our extensive selection of cocktails, wine, craft beer, and bourbons, we've got something for everyone. So why not take a break from the ordinary and join us on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodi's? Come savor the moment with us at Uncorked, where every visit is a celebration.
The paint store in Van Buren is still the place to go to when doing the job right really matters. Our unique line of Richards paint products was chosen by me to perform for you. This is Sue, and my 35 years of experience ensures you get the right paint and the right color. That's important to you and me. Thank you for your support. Come see what I'm talking about. 1414 Fayetteville Road, the paint store, Van Buren.
Here's NASCAR Hall of Famer Mark Martin. As a race car driver for 40 years, I survived a lot of crashes. Not everyone can run into a wall at 200 miles an hour and walk away. Without a seatbelt, I wouldn't be alive today. Now I'm retired, back home in Arkansas driving my pickup. I'm shocked how many people aren't wearing seatbelts. Why risk your life when it only takes 2 seconds to buckle up? Take it from number 6. Buckle up, Arkansas.
A message from the Arkansas State Police Highway Safety Office.
Are you an electrician that's looking for a smaller, non-corporate job? Well, I'm here in studio with Sloan Walker of Sloan Electric, starting 40, 45 hours a week, anywhere from $20 to $28 an hour, depending on the experience.
Yeah, that's all correct. We offer competitive pay. We have 6 paid major holidays. I'm working on some other benefits to go with those for my current employees and future employees. Best way to get in contact with me is just give me a phone call or text at 479-461-4302. Sloan Electric. We can power up together.
Does your Razorback closet need an upgrade? The University of Arkansas Game Day Collection is what you're looking for, only at Roback.com. They've custom designed the best hoodies, polos, and Q-zips for your school. Go check out this and more at Roback.com, and don't forget to use our link for 20% off. Use code RUSH25 at checkout on Roback.com for 20% off your first order. That's RHOBACK.com. 20% off all hoodies, joggers, and more with RUSH25. Roback, where action meets comfort.
Arkansas Fuel Injection in Fort Smith has been providing quality work for all new and rebuilt diesel pumps and injectors for over 25 years. They are a certified diesel shop with a team of quality technicians that ensure the highest quality workmanship and warranties all their work. They're open Monday through Friday 8 to 5 and has emergency service available 24 hours a day. For all your diesel pump, fuel injection, and parts needs, stop by Arkansas Fuel Injection, 6300 South 29th Street, Fort Smith. Call them today at 1-800-817-7709. Arkansas Fuel Injection.
Artie's Original Bag is back, now with even more full-size sandwiches. Choose any two. The new spicy chicken sandwich, hot ham and cheese, hand-breaded chicken tender wrap, or charbroiled double cheeseburger. Mix and match any two. With fries and a drink, just $6.99. Why settle for junior burgers? Get big savings on full-size goodness in Hardee's Country. Download the app and join my rewards for special offers. These items only, tax not included. Price and participation may vary. See app for terms.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
there's only one Razorback.
Uncle Tommy loves the Razorbacks.
Razorback fans, let's stand up and call those.
107 down.
This one belongs to the Razorbacks. Ball's on the ground, picked up by Colin. Alex has got room.
This is your Hog Update on the Morning Rush. Brought to you by Mr. Sparky. Need a licensed electrician to service your home? For one of their local pros, call 888-8-SPARKY.
We can go at each other and do a scrimmage versus what we had to do last year, which was a practice and some 4-on-4. We didn't have enough guys.
It's going to look a little different this Sunday in Hot Springs at the Bank of the Ozark Arena when the tip-off scrimmage gets going between the Arkansas Razorbacks. Tickets are still available if you want to watch that. Colton, if I remember correctly, last year they had to utilize some GAs and maybe even some assistant coaches, but now you don't have to necessarily worry about that. So they announced this schedule not just for Arkansas but the SEC yesterday. And this is great, man. You're playing Duke at 7 o'clock on CBS. Texas Tech's 11 a.m. in Dallas. The game against Houston's at, I think, 4:40 in New Jersey. What are some – I don't necessarily want to get into the whole schedule, but what are some parts of this schedule that stood out to you ahead for the Arkansas Razorback basketball team?
Well, just reading the rundown this morning, I think me and you were we had some of the similar thoughts about how the fact that you have to go back to Tuscaloosa, Alabama. We had to play there every single year in basketball, it seems like. That one in the middle of February, definitely going to be an important game. But also, I think at the end of January, that game against Kentucky home at Bud Walton, Saturday, 5:30, a packed Bud Walton, Mark Pope versus John Calipari. That's going to be theater. It's going to be probably one of the biggest basketball games that's going to be viewed on TV this year. So that's going to be one I'm definitely looking forward to. And then going to Florida at the end of the year, you get a chance to go up against Boogie Fland again, defending national champions, Florida Gators. There's just a lot of good basketball on your schedule this year that Razorback fans will be watching.
Boogie, I think the expectation from Cal, I don't know this for a fact, that was that he was going to be a one and done. And I just don't know if he had room for him on the roster. When he had the injury and initially he was sliding in the draft. Yeah. And he had Acuff and Thomas and Isaiah that were already going to end up here. I just don't think there was room for Boogie to stay and necessarily get the playing time he wanted. And Todd Golden he's the recipient of that. He's happy about it because now he's in Gainesville. But I wish I love when players return to Bud Walton because it's just fun. But we don't get that this year. Yeah. But we do get that matchup. That Kentucky game, though, 5:30, ESPN. Mm-hmm. You get to hopefully go back-to-back after the win in Rupp last year. Opening up with Tennessee Saturday against Auburn. You get Texas at home, even though it's on a Wednesday. But I guess one beef about this schedule would be, once again, as you stated initially, going to Alabama and them not coming to Fayetteville.
Just miserable.
If I'm just trying to find something to get mad at this morning. Fall series for baseballs this weekend. You're playing Little Rock on Friday and Dallas Baptist at 1 o'clock on Saturday. So baseball always seems to be going on, and I know not many people are going to Knoxville, but this would be something that you can do in Northwest Arkansas this weekend if you want to do that. Last thing here in your Hog Update, former Razorback Jerry Jones. I had not seen this video until yesterday, to be honest. Colton, had you seen the video of him interacting with the Jets fan from the box and giving him the bird?
I saw a little bit of it, but look, hey, Jets fans are among some of the worst people that God has ever put on this earth. So, I mean, Jerry Jones is probably deserved in a lot of his actions towards them, but I don't know if he was right about this one.
So Dave Tepper, the Carolina Panthers owner, poured either beer or soda or something on an opposing fan years ago. But this was his answer on 105.3 The Fan was just hysterical.
When you gave the Jet fans the finger, were you just telling them how many wins they're going to have this year, or is that like their IQ?
That was unfortunate that
that was a kind of a exchange with our fans out in front of us. There was a swarm of Cowboy fans out in front, not Jet fans, Cowboy fans, and the entire stadium was brimming with the enthusiasm of Cowboys, and certainly late in the game. And that was inadvertent on my part because that was right after we'd made our last touchdown, and we were all excited about. There wasn't any antagonistic issue or anything like that. I just put up the wrong show on the hand, but that.
Just you know, guys, I got a little excited. I wish he would have just been like, yeah, they couldn't handle my MVP quarterback. I wish, but no, he went that route. He's going to get criticized with whatever he does. It's Jerry Bleepin' Jones.
He relishes that, though. He loves it.
Oh, yeah. Likes being in the spotlight. All right, that's your Hog Update here on a What's Your Beef Wednesday. It is brought to you by our friends at Mr. Sparky.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
That was quite entertaining, Colton. That was quite funny to see him do that yesterday. And listen, Dak's played some pretty good football. I think he's got 10 touchdowns on the year. Dallas has got that tie against Green Bay, so they're 2-2-1. I don't know if they're necessarily ahead of where their fans expect them to be, but they've given you some pretty exciting football with CeeDee Lamb being out for a little bit.
They can really score. There's been no question about that. They've been able to put the ball into the end zone and get points. It's just the back half of that defense is atrocious. They're not very good at all, and they've obviously been dealing with some injuries back there. But it's very, very interesting to watch your Razorback defense on Saturdays, and if you're a Cowboys fan, to watch something that's even worse on Sunday. Oh, Jesus. Lots of drinking over the weekend.
Well, someone was asking how many beers Tommy's going to have. We'll answer that question on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline coming up again. We're at the Balboa Pavilion here at the Hot Springs Village Razorback Club 36th Annual Golf Tournament. We'll get to more of that in just a bit. Hey, why wait on your dental emergency? At Valley Urgent Dental, we know pain can't wait. Whether it's a broken tooth, painful infections, sports injuries, they've got you covered. Dr. Doug Terry and Dr. Kendall Roberts are there when you need them the most. Call them at 479-235-5655. That's Valley Urgent Dental at 5505 Upper Lane behind the Golden Corral in Fort Smith. Do not wait. Your smile deserves immediate care. Morning Rush Daily Question coming up. We've still got a lot to get to here on a What's Your Beef Wednesday of the Morning Rush.
Live from the Busch Light Studios.
Can't miss the Morning Rush.
Start your day off with a smile.
Beautiful morning, as always.
You're listening to the Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
Hog fans, this is Robert.
And this is Matt.
This is Elizabeth, and we want to introduce the newest member to the Man family, Raleigh.
Hello, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
Raleigh, you're not really new to the family or the Stadium Shop.
Yeah, I've been around a few years, and I can say it's awesome to be a part of the only family, alumni, and locally owned Razorback store in Arkansas.
You mean the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole.
And thank goodness we are the largest because we've been receiving so much new stuff lately, like the new Nike jerseys and sideline apparel, as well as your favorite brands like Champion, Tommy Bahama, and Cutter and Buck, and just way too much stuff to mention here.
Hey, Raleigh, what state's famous for their small drinks?
Raleigh don't.
Matt, I gotta try. What state is famous for the smallest drinks?
Minnesota.
See, I told you.
Yeah, his dad jokes are so legendary.
Anyway, stop by the store at 989 South Razorback Road next time you're in Fayetteville.
Or call us at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Or shop the Googleator Facegram interweb page.
Dad, it's called a website, and it's shoponrazorback.com. Folks, it just does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs!
Looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong? Call the Fence Man, 479-782-3936. Serving the Fort Smith area for over 40 years, the Fence Man builds custom, one-of-a-kind fences, residential, commercial, and high security. Need automatic gates? The Fence Man does it. Need financing? You got it. 18-month financing is available. Get your free quote today at thefencemanar.com. Or call 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
Are you part of this group? Asthma, Mike. Get over there on that other field and have some asthma.
This is the Morning Rush.
How could I possibly be expected to handle work on a day like this? Take a day off and check out the certified pre-owned rides at Rath Auto Resources. All this month, take advantage of huge discounts on our road-ready certified pre-owned vehicles, inspected, reconditioned, and backed by comprehensive warranty. So choice. I highly recommend picking one up. Life moves pretty fast, so stop and look around at Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, rathautofortsmith.com. You're still here? The ad's over.
Bush Guide, cold and smooth survival skills. For a successful stint in the great outdoors, pack accordingly. Place heavy essentials near your spine for stability in rough terrain, with light items near the bottom. Now, you may be wondering, where does the Bush Light go? In your stomach. Head for the mountains. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2023 Anheuser-Busch Busch Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group has immediate openings in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you're a licensed CDL driver, heavy equipment operator, electrician, diesel mechanic, have paving or concrete labor experience, or experience in a quarry, apply today at jobs.crh.com. APAC offers top pay, a sign-on bonus, benefits including insurance, retirement, and profit sharing. Apply online today at jobs.crh.com. APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
Hungry for steak? TGI Fridays in Fort Smith is serving up the best hand-cut 14-ounce ribeyes, tender 8-ounce bacon wrap fillets, and massive loaded baked potatoes. It's the new steakhouse menu at TGI Fridays. And for football nights, Monday and Thursday, it's wings for just 50 cents each, all day long, boneless or traditional with a 10-piece minimum. Bring the team, bring the fans. Big groups are welcome, and we're open till midnight on Friday and Saturday. TGI Fridays, steaks, wings, football, it's all here at TGI Fridays at 540 and Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith.
Do you feel that, Arkansas? The Lotto jackpot is now more than $1 million. Why should you care? Because this $1 million+ prize can only be won in Arkansas. There are 2 Lotto drawings every week, and the jackpot keeps growing until there's a winner. Join the fun and play Lotto today. A $2 ticket could change your life. Get yours in stores today. Call 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
Family owned and operated since 1950, Crabtree RV Center is proud to have served the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas for 75 amazing years. From a small dealership on Midland Boulevard in Fort Smith to 17 acres located at the junction of I-40 and I-49 in Alma, Arkansas, Crabtree RV Center is your one-stop shop for sales, service, and parts. Come celebrate 75 years with us and take advantage of spectacular savings all year long. Crabtree RV Center, making your family's dreams come true for over 70 years.
Arkansas is our place. It's our place to keep it beautiful. So get your hands dirty and do your part during the Great Arkansas Cleanup, happening now through October 31st. Find events all around the state, or even better, host your own event and recruit your friends. Let's team up and get this done. Learn more and sign up today at KeepArkansasBeautiful.com. A message brought to you by the Keep Arkansas Beautiful Commission, this station, and the Arkansas Broadcasters Association.
Hey, this is Nick from Platinum Distributing. You've probably heard my cousin RD on here from time to time. What a bum.
Friggin' bum!
I'm kidding. He's a good guy. I'll tell you what else is good. Cheerwine. The cherry-flavored soda has had people coming back since 1917. Did you know Cheerwine is now available in the River Valley? You'll find it at your local Jam Mart, Walmart, and other fine stores. Cheerwine coming to Arkansas is all thanks to our big dog Terry right here at Platinum Distributing.
Big dog.
Think of him when you're sipping that one-of-a-kind cherry-flavored soft drink. Cheerwine. Uniquely Southern since 1917.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Social Morning Rush Daily Question.
All right, you men. I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to answer to the best of your ability.
It's going to be a quick answer to an incredibly terrible, long question.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Check out Nate and Kristen's place in Lowell online at carpathsocial.com.
So I wish Arkansas could be included on this Morning Rush Daily Question, but they're not going to be. Which SEC team, Colton, if you had to put your life savings on them,
it's not much.
who would it be to make the college football playoff? Now, there's going to be more than one. But if you had to select just one SEC team to make the college football playoff, who is it?
It's a tough question, Ty, because right now I think we've talked about it. You hear it on the Pradco Pyramid of Power yesterday on Tuesdays. We've talked about it for a couple weeks now. There's not been anybody really distinguish themselves or separate themselves from the pack here through the first week of October. But if I had to pick anybody, I really don't think that there's going to be anybody that's going to stand in Alabama's way the rest of their schedule. They are going to have a test on the road in Columbia against Missouri, but Tennessee, South Carolina, LSU, Oklahoma, they get another cupcake at the end of the year, and then Auburn to finish it out. I just don't know if any of those teams can match up with what I've seen from Alabama the last several weeks against Georgia and Vanderbilt. So the Crimson Tide, they've turned their season around when all hope was lost after 1 week, and I think they might end up being at least one of the designated teams from the SEC in the college football playoff.
I think it's nice that this is even a conversation 6 weeks into the season where you usually have a definitive answer on who, I think it's good for the sport. I think it also, again, comes back to a point I was making yesterday. You feel like if you're an Arkansas fan with so many teams at least vying to be near the top of the SEC, that maybe you could eventually get in that discussion. When you see the likes of Missouri, Ole Miss, Vanderbilt, not necessarily traditional SEC powers. Now, they've had success in other stints of different conferences, and what I know, Ole Miss has been there for I think since the creation of the SEC. But that's kind of what I like, especially Vanderbilt. Diego Pavia, I know he didn't have a great game in Tuscaloosa, but you know what? I'm gonna throw this at you, and I know it's probably gonna get some pushback. To me, it's still LSU. I think I'm still of the belief, and I'm hoping, and I say I'm hoping, I think Nussmeier at some point is going to get healthy and that offense is going to click. Defense has been an issue for Brian Kelly since he's been in Baton Rouge, and they finally have a good defense this year under Blake Baker. I know they've got a tough game in a week and a half when they go to Vanderbilt. They got South Carolina this weekend. They go to Tuscaloosa, but I like them in Tuscaloosa more than I do in Baton Rouge when they play the Crimson Tide. JT and Hot Springs texting in here on the Loose Automotive Group hotline. Georgia and Alabama are the only two that I would want to be in the college football playoff. He strongly dislikes all other 12, excluding Vandy. Yeah, Georgia and Alabama, traditionally the powers lately under Saban and Smart. Changeover since Kalen DeBoer. All right, that is your morning.
Sorry, Ty.
Go ahead.
You mentioned Ole Miss, and that's kind of a question mark for me. Obviously, they're undefeated through this point, had a really big win against LSU, but their schedule kind of gets a little bit difficult here. They have Washington State, one more little cupcake, and then Georgia, Oklahoma, South Carolina. Lane Kiffin and the Rebels, even in these years where they've been hyped up the last several years with a high-flying, high-octane offense and all that stuff, they've dropped a couple of games they shouldn't, and that stretch of games right there, that might be the one where they might end up reaching their demise, because they also have to finish with Florida and Mississippi State in the Egg Bowl. So Ole Miss has to keep it together if they want to be one of the teams in the college football playoff.
I keep going back and forth if that helps or hurt Arkansas. And I know Ole Miss, you compete for recruits and whatnot, but does that show that you could do that here, or is that just in Oxford? I go back and forth on that, Dan.
Well,
go
sorry.
ahead.
Well, just to answer that, Ty, I mean, obviously things are very similar in terms of money, fan support, things like that. But obviously they just have their P's and Q's in order over there, and not only just from like a NIL and a collective standpoint, but also they have a better coach than you, and they've had one for the last 6 years.
That is your Cart Pass Social Morning Rush Daily Question. Number one indoor golf facility in Arkansas. I know that Christian and Nate really excited about the league play going on Monday through Friday. You can play one of tons of different courses nationwide that they have got within their facility, and it's all the way through November. So if you haven't signed up, you need to do that. CartPassSocial.com. And you can check that out. 122 Grant Place in Lowell. Two Rogers guys that care about Northwest Arkansas. It's not a corporately owned franchise. These are two guys that grew up in the area and that have put together this incredible facility where you can play all these different courses, corporate events, business events, you know it. It's at Cart Pass Social, number one indoor golf facility, and always BYOB at Cart Pass Social. Well, speaking of golf, we were at the Balboa Pavilion, not too far from the Magellan Golf Course here in Hot Springs Village, as we're getting ready. I say we're getting ready as we welcome in Bubba Smith this morning, who is on the board of directors here at the Hot Springs Village Razorback Club. And Bubba, I know it's crazy that there's been 35 of these. This is the 36th one. We appreciate you guys having us out here once again.
Well, you all have been big supporters of our annual golf tournament that we have, and we have players that play from the black tees and players who play from the gold tees. So we have a plethora of talent that's out here playing, and some just play to support what we do through Hot Springs Village and through the Arkansas Razorback Foundation.
So why are you a Razorback fan? Give me the backstory, Bubba, why you've grown up.
I grew up in Nashville, Arkansas.
Scrappers.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so initially my first application to college was University of Arkansas. I got accepted there in 1970, ended up going to Hendrix College. Hendrix didn't have a football team, so we supported the Razorbacks. And the Razorbacks back in the 70s would come to Hendrix College to their practice before they played in Little Rock on Saturday.
Oh, that's cool.
So I knew the Razorbacks. I've been long supporters of them. I've gone to many games and just went to the World Series baseball tournament this year, and we've done basketball, and it's just a fun sport to follow.
But let me ask you something. So back then, obviously, Coach Broyle in the 70s, Coach Broyles and Coach Holtz experienced a lot of success to where it is now. Have you found your support? I talk to a lot of Razorback fans that are closer to your age than mine, and their support, I would say, has waned over the years just based on the football program and the team. Not necessarily basketball or baseball because they're better. Or not basketball, but baseball. They're probably better than they used to be. Have you found yourself kind of losing hope to a certain extent with this football program?
Listen, I'm a Methodist preacher. I don't lose hope. You're speaking to the wrong crowd now. I don't think so. Disappointed, yes.
Okay.
We haven't won a football championship since
64.
64.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, correcting me on that. And yes, everybody wants to. We want to win a conference championship.
Yeah,
we want to show well.
Those.
Right now, we want to go to a bowl game. And I don't think we're losing support. The only support that I have noticed has to do with the NIL and players who get that. But what we do here in Hot Springs Village and through the foundation is that we support athletes who don't get a dime from the NIL. And there's athletes, collegiate athletes, that cover more than just football and basketball and baseball. And so we continue to do a fundraiser here. We will raise probably close to $15,000.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Today. That all of it, 100%, goes to the foundation to help other Arkansas Razorback athletes with, whatever their needs might be.
Okay. I want to ask you this while we've got you here, Bubba. How has the dynamic of Razorback clubs changed? I know this is a important one. The further you get from Fayetteville, it's not like that Arkansas athletics isn't important to people in Northwest Arkansas, but when you can't live and breathe it and be around it every day, it's just you maybe don't necessarily appreciate as much. How have you seen Razorback clubs change here in the last decade or so?
Well, I really can only testify to what I've heard and seen here in Hot Springs Village. We are a melting pot of Arkansas.
Mm-hmm.
We are also a melting pot for other people from other states. I've always thought around 10 to 15% of people who live in Hot Springs Village are native Arkansans. The rest have come from other places. We have a lot of LSU people playing.
I've seen that LSU guy around here.
I mean, they're
covered in purple and gold.
Yes, but when it comes to supporting, what I've noticed with the LSU fans, they'll support Arkansas when they're not playing LSU, and they're going to be big supporters of us. I have a grandson that's in school at A&M. Yes, I had to wear an A&M T-shirt the other day because he gave it to me, and it says, "My grandpa loves the grandson that goes to A&M." So I did it for about 10 seconds, and got my picture,
and then burn it or threw it away.
No, and so I don't think. I think we noticed that there was a little wane in the past year here in our club, but now this is the largest tournament that we have had in recent history. People are coming back. People are wanting to be a part of something that's successful.
Mm-hmm.
And I think people like to be a part of a successful organization and a supportive organization that's run very well.
Well, Bubba, we appreciate again Bubba Smith, who's one of the co-coordinators of the annual golf tournament here at Hot Springs Village and part of the Razorback Club Board of Directors here in Hot Springs Village. Is what, 36
year. And I do want to take exception to what Colton said about Alabama. I'm not for sure Alabama's going to be leading and representing the SEC.
I hope you're right.
I'm just.
Who do you think
I'd be
is?
fine
Why
if
don't you?
somebody else.
Why don't you jump on the cut? We got about 30 seconds, Bubba. Who do you think is?
Well, I don't think Texas is.
Thank God.
Yeah. Ole Miss, possibly. Georgia may step on up. But I do not see Alabama. That's my prediction. Remember that.
Bubba
right,
Smith.
I remember that.
That's the big prediction today. Thanks again for joining us, man, and having us out here.
Thank you all for coming, and we'll talk to you later.
All right, good stuff from Bubba Smith again. Here, we're at Hot Springs Village this morning. It's a What's Your Beef Wednesday edition of the Morning Rush. Hey, think about the weekends to come. We got 3 straight games in Fayetteville. I know people are excited about that. I know that you're hoping this Bobby Petrino interim coach tag, there'll be something to get you excited. Well, you can always get excited about a great tailgate, and that's exactly what Richard and his family, not just team, family, 3 generations work behind the counter at Richard's Country Meat Market. And it's the burgers, it's the kebabs, the fillets, and every tailgate, the sides. I love the Ring of Fire sauce that they've got at Richard's Country Meat Market. Come by and see them. They're right close to campus. 1 block east of College and Rolling Hills at 3042 North Market Avenue. Or just go online, richardscountrymeatmarket.com. That's richardscountrymeatmarket.com. Hour number 2 coming up. Richard Davenport, another Richard, joins us as we continue on the Morning Rush live from Hot Springs Village.
Hog fans, this is Robert.
And this is Matt.
This is Elizabeth, and we want to introduce the newest member to the Mann family, Raleigh.
Hello, 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 and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
Raleigh, you're not really new to the family or the Stadium Shop.
Yeah, I've been around a few years, and I can say it's awesome to be a part of the only family, alumni, and locally owned Razorback store in Arkansas.
You mean the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole.
And thank goodness we are the largest because we've been receiving so much new stuff lately, like the new Nike jerseys and sideline apparel, as well as your favorite brands like Champion, Tommy Bahama, and Cutter and Buck, and just way too much stuff to mention here.
Hey, Raleigh, what state's famous for their small drinks?
Raleigh don't.
Matt, I gotta try. What state is famous for the smallest drinks?
Minnesota.
See, I told you.
Yeah, his dad jokes are so legendary.
Anyway, stop by the store at 989 South Razorback Road next time you're in Fayetteville.
Or call us at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Or shop the Googleator Facegram interweb page.
Dad, it's called a website, and it's shop on Razorback.com. Folks, it just does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs!
Looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong? Call the Fence Man, 479-782-3936. Serving the Fort Smith area for over 40 years, the Fence Man builds custom, one-of-a-kind fences, residential, commercial, and high security. Need automatic gates? The Fence Man does it. Need financing? You got it. 18-month financing is available. Get your free quote today at thefencemanar.com. Or call 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
The Mega Millions jackpot from the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery is now more than $500 million. So, what would you do if you won?
The first thing I'd do if I became a millionaire is, call my mom.
I would buy my mother a Maserati.
I definitely would buy a jet.
Got your ticket? If not, visit your local lottery retailer for your chance to win the Mega Millions jackpot of more than $500 million. This is winning. Call 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
This is the Morning Rush. Dozy Place has been serving award-winning steaks for over 20 years, and now they're offering smoked prime rib on the weekends. It's a limited supply, so get your reservations in early. Try one of their delicious appetizers or your choice of drinks from the area's largest selection of wine, beer, and liquor. Dozy Place open Tuesday through Thursday 5 to 9 and Friday and Saturday 5 till 10. Reservations are recommended. Follow them on Facebook for more upcoming features and events. Call 479-784-9111 for Dozy Place, 422 North 3rd Street in Fort Smith.
How could I possibly be expected to handle work on a day like this? Take a day off and check out the certified pre-owned rides at Rath Auto Resources. All this month, take advantage of huge discounts on our road-ready certified pre-owned vehicles, inspected, reconditioned, and backed by a comprehensive warranty. So choice. I highly recommend picking one up. Life moves pretty fast, so stop and look around at Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, rathautofortsmith.com. You're still here? The ad's over.
Poto Balloon Fest, Friday and Saturday, October 17th and 18th. Oklahoma's longest-running balloon festival. Balloon monster truck, helicopter, and carnival rides. Balloon glows each night. ACBS competition. Fireworks, food trucks, craft vendors. Poto's Balloon Fest. Poto Balloon Fest, Friday and Saturday, October 17th and 18th. Oklahoma's longest-running balloon festival. Balloon monster truck, helicopter, and carnival rides. Balloon glows each night. ACBS competition. Fireworks, food trucks, craft vendors. Poto's Balloon Fest.
Archery season is here, and Infinity Sports and Outdoors has all your archery needs and more. Infinity Sports has top compound bows and crossbows, all tuned and ready to shoot. Expert bow technicians with years of experience are on site and ready to get you dialed in to hunt. Need gear? Infinity has tree stands, saddles, plus blinds from Banks Outdoors. Find all your hunting needs now at Infinity Sports and Outdoors, 3700 Highway 71 North in Alma. Infinity Sports and Outdoors.
Have you had Cheerwine yet? The cherry flavored soda has had people coming back since 1917. This is RD with Platinum Distributing. We help bring Cheerwine to the River Valley for you to try. Nothing goes with food like Cheerwine. Burgers, barbecue, pizza, you name it. Okay, now we're hungry and thirsty. Cheerwine is a one-of-a-kind soft drink with a unique cherry taste that has been delighting Southerners for more than a century. Pick up Cheerwine at your local Jam Mart, Harps, and other fine establishments. Cheerwine, uniquely Southern since 1917.
Summer is finally here, and so are the road trips that you've had planned. That's why it's time to visit us at Southern Tire Mart. Southern Tire Mart's expert service, competitive pricing, and top quality tires will ensure your vehicle is ready for all your summer adventures. Visit us in Fort Smith at 9700 Highway 271 and let us ensure your vehicle is prepared for the summer. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. Southern Tire Mart. We keep America rolling.
The Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Online and on the air and now everywhere you go. Tune in to the greatest moments of Razorback sports with Chuck Barrett, Bo Mattingly, Tommy Kraft, Ty Richardson, Phil Elson, Matt Jones, and Ruskin and Zach with our Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Stay connected no matter where you go with the Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Download for free in the Apple app or Google Play stores. Just search Hit That Line Now. It's fueled by Taco Bell.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, partly to mostly sunny sky, a high in the middle to upper 70s. Later on tonight, mainly clear overnight low. Will drop down in the little mid 50s. Tomorrow, lots of sunshine, mid 70s. We should be on our way to the upper 70s on Friday. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Forest Grain Incorporated, committed to setting the standard of excellence since 1936.
TERX Paris Fort Smith.
We come here to win. We never expect to lose.
ESPN 95.3.
Whether it's fire or whatever, that's fine. Here's the point. People are afraid to say it for 5.5 years. Sam Pittman is just not that good of a football coach. Is there anything wrong there? No. No, like people want to hold him to him. I can defend because I've watched him yell at refs and be mad at refs over bad calls. Like I've seen with my own two eyes. But now we're just pulling out these. He's just not. And you're hoping Petrino is that difference. And I don't know if he still is. No one does. You can pull out these old memories all you want, but that is just truth. And people are afraid to. Maybe I was afraid to say it, but it's just true.
I think that model of the way you're trying to do it didn't succeed across the board. Okay. Arkansas, I think, is a tough market to figure out how to make it work the way it's being described, at least in this conversation. You look at most things in this country, from who pays the bills on a lot of things. It's generally like 20% do 80% of it, right? And we're needing like the 80% to give 50, and we're not going to get there.
Live from the Busch Light Studios with Ty Richardson.
What is the biggest fish you've caught in terms of pounds?
And Tommy Kraft.
Yeah, I hit myself with the microphone.
And produced by Colton Little. This is The Morning Rush.
All right, one more hour of The Rush here at Hot Springs Village. We're live at the Balboa Pavilion right down from the Magellan Golf Course. The Morning Rush trying to go for a three-peat at the Hot Springs Village annual Razorback Club Golf Tournament. So really excited. I had a good conversation with Bubba Smith, who's the co-coordinator of the annual golf tournament in the last hour, and he's also on the board of directors of the Hot Springs Hot Springs Village Razorback Club. And Colton, we kind of asking about the Village. I mean, he was telling me that, or telling us, I should say, that this is it felt like that they have a lot more people that have contributed and got back in this year.
Mm-hmm.
The reason I asked him is because, like you said, he's been a Razorback fan for a while. I just wonder if at a certain point people are getting frustrated with the football program and they're just going to throw their hands up and say enough is enough. I hope it doesn't get to that, but that is something I think I've heard a lot more for some older fans that I have anyone closer to you or my age.
Yeah, and with the Razorback Club specifically, COVID put a real big stamp on those. It made it very, very hard for people to get together, and it kind of made Razorback clubs become more of a thing of the past. It's good to see the Hot Springs Village Club is still thriving and able to put on such a good tournament for everybody every single year. So props to them for being able to do that. But I think that the attitude among older fans is that it's not because of the success of the team that's kind of got them a little bit put off with Razorback football. It might be that this is a professional game now with players getting paid and things that just leave a sour taste in the mouth of people that love the amateurism and the traditional aspect of college football that has sort of gone by the wayside as money has moved towards the front of the table.
Well, here's my argument for that, because I don't think you're wrong. But what I always say about that is that we would not be complaining about where the sport has transitioned to if we had consecutive seasons like we had in 21.
Oh, I mean, winning fixes everything.
Yeah,
there's no question about that.
Take Ole Miss, for example. Ole Miss is experiencing the best 4 or 5 year run in the history of their program. Lane Kiffin gets them to double-digit wins regular season for the first time ever. They're 5-0. They're going to be 6-0 after this weekend with Washington State. They might go to Athens and win that game in Sanford Stadium. So that and I don't hear Ole Miss, and I talk to Ole Miss fans that are of all ages too, and that complaint isn't there in Mississippi because they're winning. And I personally, we'll never know because we're not winning right now, but that's just kind of how I feel about that. Maybe that's a beef of yours. It's a What's Your Beef Wednesday brought to you by Richard's Country Meat Market. Richard's has all what you need. Listen, we got this last road game, and then we're finally back at home for your first conference game of the season. Man, second weekend of October is the first time, or third weekend, I should say, first time you play a conference game at home, which is just wild. But that means you got to take advantage of Richard's for 3 straight weekends. Go by and see Richard and his family, 3 generations off 3042 North Market Avenue, or go online to richardscountrymeatmarket.com. They're going to hook you up with the best steaks, the best burgers. Audrey was telling us about the different burgers that they have, different varieties. They've got ready-made meals. They've got so many things. You just think, oh, it's just a meat shop. I promise you, when you walk in, it's more than that. And that is just, it's unbelievable what you're going to get at Richard's Country Meat Market. Again, off 3042 North Market Avenue, right off College and Rolling Hills at Richard's Country Meat Market, richardscountrymeatmarket.com. Colin, before we get to RD, any other beefs that you want to share with us here this Wednesday morning?
No, just with all this coaching search stuff going on, I talked about earlier, there's a lot of insider knowledge with everything. I really want to shut
air quotes.
Air quotes, insider knowledge. I really just want to shut down this, and I know everybody's talked about it already. It's already been said, but I want to make this very, very clear. Any outlet or anybody that purports that John Gruden is an actual candidate for the head coaching job they're absolutely hacks, and they have no journalistic integrity or talent whatsoever. This guy is not going to coach here. Anybody that calls in and says that, I might just hang up on you. I don't really screen the calls here very well. I'm not a very good producer. But if you call in and you say you want to talk about John Gruden, I'm going to hang up. I'm going to block your number. I'm over. I'm done with it.
Wow. Okay. Well,
it's not that I don't like John Gruden. I like John Gruden. I like John Gruden a lot. One of my favorite coaches. He's never been a college coach. He's like a career 500 guy. He won 1 Super Bowl with one of the best defenses of all time. So that's it.
I think I've got 2 on football before we get to RD. One, the SEC's wide open this year, and our football program is where it is.
Yeah.
Man, if this was 2011 or 2010. When you just feel like that you could wind up in Atlanta. I know they did both of the, but they did both those years, but you just felt like it. To the other aspect, all right, so Sam's not the football coach anymore, right? You heard that clip from the Open of me talking about maybe he's just not that good of a coach. Maybe I'm not the one to be able to judge that in terms of whether it's just looking at coaching acumen comparisons and whatnot. But I think based on record and based on what happened here, that's at least a fair thing for me to say. I might not be right, but the beef I have is like, okay, Sam's not at the head anymore. Why are we piling on all this stuff now?
Yeah.
Like, what's the point of, like, attacking the dude personally for this? You can separate. You can say he was not fit to be the football coach anymore, which after that 56-13 drubbing, he wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, you're like, why are you attacking him for other stuff that has nothing to do with him? That's where I don't have any issue with them firing him last Sunday because it needed to happen. But I'm also like, I just don't understand the personal shots. Heck, people talking about his weight, like people going to like jail. Like, there's just no point of that. If you want to talk if you want to attack the football coach directly, that's fine. I'm talking about like record, scheme, stuff like that. That's okay. But there's no sense of going outside of that, in my opinion.
Yeah,
now, people can say what they want. It's a free country, but that's a little beef of mine this morning.
It's a guy that, like, cried in his introductory press conference. It was his dream job. He always wanted to be the head coach of the Arkansas Razorbacks. He grew up listening to the games on the radio, going to Razorback football camps. He's a guy that wanted the job. He just wasn't fit to be the head coach. You had to give that guy a pat on the back and send him on his way. And just every time you see him in Hot Springs, just, raise your beer. Say, thanks, coach. That's all you gotta
Well,
do.
he might not be too far from me. Couple texts to your point. Hog Wild says, thank you, Colton. Josefa says, I feel you. If John Gruden was the coach, he could be the coach.
Yeah,
Nathan saying thank you. And then Jeff saying, can we please forget about John Gruden?
I would entertain a return by the great white knight, Nick Saban, to come back and save this Razorback football program. I would think that would be far more realistic than John Gruden.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that. All right, let's talk to our buddy Richard Davenport here on the Morning Rush.
Do you know what the preservation room is for?
Delicious jams and jellies? No. Richard Davenport on the Morning Rush is brought to you by House of Webster. From the heart of Arkansas, House of Webster delivers top-tier jams, jellies, and sauces with a flavor you can't find anywhere else.
That's a tap.
So RD and I were texting last night, and most of our conversations involve like recruits or food or the Carolina Reaper sauce that I got for the first time that Mike brought in last week. That sauce is unbelievable. But Richard, how many texts have you gotten within the last week and a half or so about who's the next football coach going to be? Because I know when Hunter makes the hire, he's talking to you first, right?
Yeah, we're in communication on a regular basis during the week, and I haven't been listening. So if I bring up anything that you guys have previously talked about, please forgive me, but just got an interesting text that John Gruden is interested in the job, and he and Hunter are talking right now. So if you guys have talked about that previously, I apologize.
No, Richard. Man. Yeah, we'll just get him in here, and we'll just hope that he's got Tony
Dungy's
players to save him.
Richard, you're on Colton's good side until that statement right
Richard's
there.
Always on my good side. He's a good man. I appreciate it.
Richard, of course, writes for Whole Hog Sports, and Arkansas Democrat Gazette has covered recruiting for many decades. And Richard, one of the recruitments that was big win for Arkansas was Talon Green coming here, and he obviously had the connection with Bobby Petrino dating back to high school. It was his first offer. Tried to get him to Missouri State. It ends up going to Boise State. Now here in Fayetteville, and now he's the head coach. Listening to him talk about Petrino last night. First time we've gotten a chance to hear from the players was kind of funny.
I think the cool thing is, everybody gets to see a side of him that, I'm fortunate enough to see every single day, so I know everybody's saying, I didn't know Coach Petrino gets riled up like that. What is it called? After practice speech. And I was like, just wait till the game. So
I just wonder, like, the connection that those two have moving forward. Not that Talon didn't have it with them. Does that help with this transition at all, in your opinion, RD?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, when you've been coached by him for almost 2 years, 2 seasons, you kind of know how he is and how he operates. So I tend to think that there's no really big surprises or anything like that. I'm sure. He's gone into, from OC mode to head coaching mode. But you kind of know what you've got in the first place. So I don't think there's any big surprises.
Richard, commits wise, I know that they've lost a lot lately, especially just recently. What are the odds? Like I heard Petrino talking about it earlier this week. What are the odds that they can get some of these kids recommitted with this Arkansas football team if they can show some signs of life here in the next 7 games?
I'd probably say it's probably a long shot, just from the standpoint that you're seeing obviously some staff turnover, and there, even if Bobby keeps the job, I wouldn't doubt if there maybe is some turnover then. So you just don't know. I mean, a lot of these guys were, especially some of the guys that have reopened, were recruited by some of the coaches that were dismissed, and so I mean, there's always that possibility. But usually, when a kid reopens, the odds of him coming back is pretty slim. It does happen occasionally, but usually it's not with it's usually with the same staff and the same people that recruited you, and obviously that's not the case now, and with some of the dismissals, but. I wouldn't expect anybody offhand to really come back on board, but there's always that possibility.
Richard Davenport, Whole Hawks Sports, Arkansas Democrat Gazette. Artie, what chances do you give Petrino to take on this permanent job?
If they show improvement, especially effort-wise and defensively, and obviously, in the second half offensively. And they win. I think you need to win 3 at minimum. I think 4 would probably put you in a good position. But I think you just need to see some overall improvement to where you think that okay, this team prior to Coach Petrino being the head coach was, at this level, and now they're at this level, which is obviously an improvement. After being the head coach, I think that's the only way that it happens. I think obviously he has a good amount of people in his corner, but I think there's a good amount of people also that want a fresh start. So I just tend to think that he's got to win, probably more games than he loses in the final stretch here.
Richard, I wonder if you could give us some insight on the Blueprint Sports stuff. That was an organization that was teamed up with Arkansas Edge to help get some NIL money and into kids' pocket, and just the dynamics there. You had one Arkansas Edge, now at one Arkansas NIL, Arkansas Edge, and now they're keeping it in house. Any thoughts to them going away from Blueprint Sports and what that could look like moving forward for Arkansas athletics?
Yeah, I was communicating with somebody with direct knowledge of the relationship between the U of A and Blueprint, and the general theme was Blueprint overpromised and underachieved, and that was a big deal with Blueprint and in the way that the U of A views that relationship, that they promised the moon and underperformed. So there's definitely some from disgruntled people with the relationship with Blueprint, and especially with NIL being supposed to be geared more towards business opportunities for your student athletes. I think that that's something that obviously you can do in-house with some of the people in your personnel that you have in your athletic department and other partnerships. But from what I understand, it just didn't work with Blueprint.
And it didn't necessarily work with Sam Pittman this year through 5 games. Now they've made a change, and moving forward, you've got 7 SEC games made. I've listened to Petrino every chance I've got, whether it's with the media or teleconference, which I know he's got later on today. Richard, is this in your opinion, we were just talking about him being permanent. Is this interim tag, is this going to be successful for Arkansas? Like, what do you consider success for this football team in their remaining 7 games?
3 wins, 4 wins, I think would be deemed, pretty darn successful considering where they are right now and in the schedule that you have remaining. So that's how I would define success. Obviously, if you're competitive and you have a chance to win every game, that's going to help. And but at the same time, I think you do. You have to get some W's in there too.
Last thing before we let you go, it times up well with it being What's Your Beef Wednesday, because I saw you put this out last night. NCAA tournament moving to 76 teams. Richard, I know you're a happy, cheery guy, and not necessarily this doesn't necessarily cause you to throw a glass against the wall, but I know it's kind of a beef of yours this morning, and that it sounds like we're trending in this direction for the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, I think 64, 68, whatever, the additional teams that are added to play into the 64. I think that's enough. Obviously, it just seems like that they're just trying to add more games to get more revenue, and I think the average fan out there is just kind of just I don't know, disgruntled with the money situation. You see it with with the players, and I think they've gone. I think the whole system has gone from one extreme to another extreme, and it's kind of hard if you're a fan of the just college athletics. It's kind of hard to look at it and have a positive outlook. And then when the NCAA's proposing to expand to 76 teams, it just I think you milk it down. I think you make it less interesting. But hey, if you make more money TV wise, so be it. I mean, that's the direction that all sports are going. And
it's like Auburn giving up a home game next year to play Baylor in Atlanta for $4 or $5 million more, Richard.
Yeah, I mean that's and I get it. The market. You have to try to increase your market value, the money that you bring into your program, and all that. I'm also disgruntled with professional sports. I think they've outpriced the middle class in so many ways for being able to really afford to go to a professional sport, football, NBA, what have you. But and the same is happening with college athletics. A lot of people just aren't able to have season tickets. They may be able to go to one game here or there occasionally, but to have season tickets to these to college athletics and professional sports is becoming less and less attainable by the middle class.
Don't disagree with any of that. Well, I'll tell you what the middle class and really any class could take advantage of, Richards. That's House of Webster products, man. Mike was kind enough. Mike and the team at House of Webster was kind enough to give us a variety of different House of Webster products. And I know you've been talking about this Carolina Reaper salsa. Well, I had it for the first time this week. It's like perfect. It's hot, but it's not like you don't feel like you have to drink a gallon of milk after. And I know you've been talking about that for a while. That might be my new favorite salsa, RD.
Yeah, it's got some heat, but like you said, it's not overbearing to where you're coughing and you're hurting and stuff like that. But it definitely, it's a good combination of in between, I guess. But it can definitely bring some tears to your eyes and open up your nostrils, but at the same time, you're not gagging and wishing you didn't need it. But if you like a little bit of heat, I definitely suggest it.
We had some apricot preserves. We got blueberry cold. What'd you get? Which one did you take?
Ty, the other day I got that little jar of blueberry preserves. I sat down in front of the couch to watch the news with a jar and a spoon, and one time I finished, I had a sticky face and a half-eaten jar. It was delicious.
Went to town. Again, House of Webster brings you Richard Davenport every single Wednesday on the Morning Rush. You can stop in and see him again in Rogers. Made right here in Arkansas, 90-plus years. Go to houseofwebster.com. 1013 North 2nd Street in Rogers. The best jams, jellies, and salsas around. RD, good stuff, buddy. We'll chat again next week, and heck, maybe we'll talk about something after this weekend that's positive for a change.
All right, guys. Look forward to it, and just keep your nose out and ears out for the John Gruden stuff.
All right,
the ink is drying. Yes,
we'll do our best. It was funny. Good stuff, as always, from Richard Davenport, Whole Hog Sports, Arkansas Democrat Gazette. It was funny. You know, sometimes you get differing opinions on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. In this case, everyone agreed with you, Colton. We did not have one text that was different. JT in Hot Springs also points out that Kirk Signetti is not leaving Indiana to come here
I'd
either.
take him. That'd be nice.
Chance from Clarksville says Rhett Lashley or no Gruden, Saban, Mullen, or Bobby Petrino. I don't know if Rhett's saying he doesn't want any of those candidates or he doesn't think we can get any of those candidates. I'm a little confused.
I think he's saying Rhett Lashley or bust. He doesn't want Gruden,
Oh,
Saban,
okay.
Mullen, or Bobby Petrino, which is fair.
I think one of the things to ponder is, like, while names are being tossed out and agents are leaking information to try and get their clients paid, like, is Hunter Yurchek vetting on someone on October the 10th? Like, is he legit?
Sorry, Ty. You talking about, like, does he have anybody? Is he doing anything? That's kind of a funny thing. I wanted to bring this up, talking about the Blueprint Sports that Richard was mentioning, and how, this is the third iteration now of what it's going to be the third iteration of NIL here for Arkansas. And so Oklahoma has released basically they've released their resume kind of qualifications for the profile description for the athletic director job for the Oklahoma athletic director, Ty. And I want to know if people think that actually Hunter Yurachek would be hired by the University of Oklahoma. Because some of these qualifications, I don't know if he actually fills out. Because the third iteration now, if you're NIL, you don't know how to talk to boosters, obviously, to get money in place to hire a big primetime football candidate. It's just kind of interesting based off of what the University of Oklahoma is trying to hire and what we have here.
Well, I want to get to that coming up in our SEC update. John Mateer, there's some news about that from Brent Venables as well. So we'll do that momentarily. Before we do, we're at Hot Springs Village, the Balboa Pavilion this morning. It's the 36th annual golf tournament. Hot Springs Village Razorback Club. They've been doing it, again, 3+ decades here, so really appreciate them having us out this morning. Hey, do you want to spruce up your existing home or start from the ground up? Either way, you want to check out Farm Credit of Western Arkansas before you get started. They've been doing it more than 100 years. They've helped out local families like yours to make their dream home come true. Visit myaglender.com or visit one of their 25 locations today. That's myaglender.com, and get started on building more family memories with Farm Credit. Colton, we'll get to that when we come back, and some other SEC news on the Morning Rush.
Text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963. Lewis Automotive Group, home of the Lewis Guarantee.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season. I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text AREA to 42424 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text AREA to 42424. That's AREA to 42424.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
If I talk like this, it doesn't mean I'm mad. I'm talking loud. If I'm mad, I'm going to let you know I'm mad.
This is the Morning Rush.
How could I possibly be expected to handle work on a day like this? Take a day off and check out the certified pre-owned rides at Rath Auto Resources. All this month, take advantage of huge discounts on our road-ready certified pre-owned vehicles, inspected, reconditioned, and backed by comprehensive warranty. So choice. I highly recommend picking one up. Life moves pretty fast, so stop and look around at Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, rathautofortsmith.com. You're still here? The ad's over.
Freshen up your golf game at the Golf Nut. We've got the latest apparel and head covers from Pins and Aces, plus new shirts and shorts from Red Vanley. Ghost golf bags are here in Sunday bag, carry, and card 14 styles. Zero torque putters are the hottest thing on the greens. Check out our models from TaylorMade, Lab Golf, and Odyssey. For precision on every shot, we've got rangefinders from Blue Tees and Bushnell. Visit the Golf Nut, 5121 Towson Avenue in Fort Smith. Fort Smith's #1 golf shop since 1994.
Here's to you and yours from the friendly folks at In Good Spirits, your upscale liquor store in Fort Smith. At In Good Spirits, they've got what your taste buds are craving, including flavorful wines from around the world, scrumptious brandies and liqueurs, tempting whiskeys and beers, and fine cigars. Treat yourself to the best as you listen to the game. Check out In Good Spirits, 12100 Highway 71 South, across from Riley Farms in Fort Smith.
Hey drivers, got a reefer on the fritz or a trailer that needs some TLC? Roll into High Tech Truck Refrigeration Service in Van Buren, your one-stop, full-service, semi-truck and trailer repair facility, proudly serving you for over 30 years. At High Tech Truck, they do it all: DOTs, preventative maintenance, structural repairs, and expert reefer service. Fast, reliable, and driver approved. Call High Tech Truck today at 479-474-2220. Keep your wheels and your freight moving. High Tech Truck, proud sponsors of Arkansas football.
Looking for a career with a company built to last? At Forsgren, we've been shaping the future of the River Valley since 1936. Nearly 90 years of excellence, innovation, and family-driven leadership. From sidewalks that still stand today to major infrastructure projects across the region, our legacy is built on quality and community. Apply now at goforsgren.com. Join the Forsgren legacy, where your work becomes part of something lasting. Forsgren, building the foundation of the River Valley for 4 generations. Apply now at goforsgren.com.
Want pavement protection that goes the distance? Seal Tite of Oklahoma now offers Rhino Tite Premium Asphalt Emulsified Sealant, the next level in driveway and parking lot care. Healthier for the environment, Rhino Tite delivers superior defense against weather, UV rays, and wear and tear. With its high solids content, you'll get a smoother, stronger, longer-lasting driving surface. Whether you're a do-it-yourselfer or a contractor buying in bulk, Seal Tite has the products and support you need. Visit SealTiteOklahoma.com today and protect your pavement with Rhino Tite.
I want barbecue that's sliced thick, smoked long, and so tender it melts in your mouth. Sides that will fill me up like a twice-baked potato, baked beans, hand-cut fries, okra, Texas toast. You know what I'm talking about? A restaurant where the whole family can go and get a great meal for a great price. Where the owner actually comes to your table to make sure everything tastes great. I'll tell you what I want. I want Jerry Neal's.
Around here, we don't just know your name. We know your dad's favorite truck and your kid's baseball team. That's how it is when you've been in the same town for 90 years. At Hug Chevrolet GMC, we believe in handshakes, hometown service, and treating you like family. Because you're not just a customer, you're a neighbor. Hug Chevrolet GMC. The people, the place, the pride.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
The SEC is the best conference in America.
The tough will survive in this game, and I feel like the SEC is the toughest.
Arkansas is the SEC champion.
You know, every game is a dogfight.
We're about the toughest there is.
Week in and week out, you're going to play some of the best, the biggest, the fastest.
The Hawks are finally holds the first SEC tournament championship for Arkansas. Where opponents' dreams come to die.
This is your SEC update on the Morning Rush.
He's doing his normal protocol. He's done zero good on good work.
What is it about this injury that
I don't know. I'm just going to cut you off. I don't know anything about the injury. So when they tell me he's available, I'll let y'all know.
That is Brent Venables, head coach of the Oklahoma Sooners, talking about his star and starting quarterback John Mateer, who was not expected to play against this game against Texas. But according to Pete Thamel of ESPN's reporting, Mateer's trying to get back to play this upcoming game. Apparently, Colton, if he plays, it's like a 3 or 4 point shift in the spread. I think Texas would just be like a 1.5 point favorite if he doesn't, and they're like a 5.5 point favorite if he doesn't. I meant to say does there, but so he's worth almost 3 or 4 points, it sounds like, if he suits up for the Sooners in Dallas on Saturday.
We got a text earlier from Jeff Jeff from Leslie. It says, if John Mateer stays upright, Oklahoma defense wins championships. We were talking about the college football team, the college football playoff, and which SEC team may make it out of there. And that's a good point, because I feel like Mateer has kind of proven through those first couple of weeks, the first month of the season, that he was probably one of the top tier quarterbacks in the SEC. So that defense for Oklahoma, obviously, defense is Brent Venables' calling card, and it's gotten a lot better since over time in Norman for the Sooners and for Brent Venables. But it is kind of one of those things where if he does come back, is it too soon? I know he went all the way out there to California for the specialist, the same guy that repaired. He's the famous doctor that repairs those types of injuries. So I know that they were trying to rush him back and get him back because, the Red River game is the most important game on both of those teams' schedules for both of those teams' fan bases. So I wouldn't be surprised if they are trying to get him back, but I'm not sure that the Oklahoma defense really needs John Mateer to be capturing the offense for them to be able to beat Texas. I just have not been impressed with Texas on offense so far this season. So I think that maybe Oklahoma will win that game regardless. But if Mateer comes back, I think that obviously the line would shift better for the Sooners.
Speaking of Texas, did you see that Athletic article that a sports writer or a journalist that doesn't cover sports is like amazed and just shocked that a 5-star athlete, highly coveted, highly
from the
recruited kid
Athletic,
is not panning out? Yeah, with Arch Manning, which I know people have had some fun with. You were talking about, on the subject of Oklahoma staying within the confines of kind of what's going on with Norman. Joe Castiglione is stepping down. I can't remember when he's officially, but this announcement was made several weeks or months ago, and they put out. Was this on social media that they put out? Like what
Ross Dellinger? So Ross Dellinger was the one that had the tweet, and he
must have pulled it from somewhere. They didn't put that on X, but go ahead with kind of for those that missed it earlier. Colton was kind of looking at some of the requirements for the athletics director position in Norman and maybe how it stacks up to what you envision and want in Fayetteville.
Yeah, and this is another beef of mine, Ty. This is a big lean one that would just be hanging on the expensive counter over there at Richards. This is a big beef because listen to what the profile description of the Oklahoma athletic director job. I'm just going to read a couple of these bullet points from the key responsibilities. Okay, identify innovative opportunities to increase overall resources with core focus on revenue generation, fundraising, donor alumni engagement, and capital projects. Provide strategic leadership in navigating industry-defining areas, NIL, revenue sharing, the transfer portal, media rights, and revenue distribution models, while creating a self-funding financial plan to ensure championship-level performance into the future. Have you seen either one of those things carried out, those key responsibilities, just, those I's and those T's crossed in Hunter Yurichek's time here? Innovative opportunities to increase overall resources, strategic leadership, and navigating industry-defining areas? No, not really. Those are just the key responsibilities. That's not even talking about the leadership and personal profile. What about a progressive thinker, a change agent, an innovator, and a connector? Anybody.
Yeah.
Anybody.
I think so. I was thinking about this when I saw this report. Let's think about the timeline that Hunter walked into.
Mm-hmm.
So he I know was he hired the day before, the day after Morris was hired? That wasn't his hire.
He doesn't get he doesn't get the mark against him for that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get mad at him for Morris. Pittman comes in, Dean's in a ditch. I think one of the things that people were making a case for is like after the 2023 season or maybe after the 24 season, you make a change. He elected not to, and now they made a change mid-season because, as he stated in his own words, the football team didn't show competitiveness against Notre Dame. I think for Hunter, like, I just don't know. I know what he said publicly. I don't know if he's going to get a chance. Like, he said that he hasn't been told otherwise, that he's not leading this search. I don't know if he is. And I know what he may say publicly or what the Board of Trustees, what may comes out of that. But, like, for example, the Cal thing, he may have closed the deal, but he didn't lead that. John Tyson said, this is what we're doing. And I think that's what happens sometimes with money. Like, you're asking for people to donate money. Well, then they want to say, they want control. And I'm grateful that John Tyson and Warren Stevens took control last. Or what was it, last April? And they got us a Hall of Fame coach and a basketball program that we can be proud of. So I think there's a lot of strength. I think, I've said it openly. I don't think that's a skill. That's his biggest skill set is being able to fundraise and being able to be that guy. I think Hunter. I've watched him during games. He wants to win.
Yeah,
like people that say
he's a competitive guy.
Yeah, he people that say you don't want to win, you haven't watched him during games. I've sat in front of him. I've sat behind him. He gets animated during games. He goes nuts.
He yells at the refs like Pittman does, like he said yesterday.
So, I think with him, just the fundraising aspect is the biggest thing. And he screwed up NIL. There's no way to say he didn't screw up NIL.
Absolutely.
Period. And when you see, what I keep going back to is not just our own lack of success here in Fayetteville. And I know we're in Hot Springs Village this morning. We'll just say it's statewide. But what I see Ole Miss and Missouri doing, Keith Carter is kicking his ass.
All over the place, all over the court.
And he's from Arkansas. And I still haven't figured out what the Missouri athletics director is because I haven't had the not even the time. I've just been too lazy to look up the dude's name. But when you look at what Missouri's football program is doing and the renovations they got going on the way, and I'm not saying our stadium needs the renovations or anything, but that if you're looking from a football and a fundraising sphere, then that is not seem to be an error. But everywhere else, they're having success.
Yeah.
So if you're the board of trustees here, if you're an Arkansas fan, you're obviously not happy where the football program is. I'm not. He's not. No one is. How are you going to get us out? And he's talked about it. He talked about it with Petrino last Monday, and there's a plan in place to allocate more money from Chancellor Robinson and the
Well, we might have lost Ty right there for a second. Ty, reconnect if you can hear me, brother. What he's talking about right there with Hunter Yurachek, it's I think that what we're trying to say is that, everything is going right with the team, with the athletics department, with the program. That's all good. That's all fine and dandy. Everybody loves the fact that you have all these other sports that are doing well on your on your campus. That's important and that's good for your football program or for your fan base. But when your football program is not doing well, there's not much else that can be pointed to. And unfortunately, the football program wasn't. Hunter Yurachek didn't pull the plug. He didn't make that move. He wasn't forward thinking in that way. And you can get mad at him for that. Coach Pittman may have been supposed to be a stopgap coach. But when things were going wrong, when things were going south, it didn't get fixed. So, see if I can get Ty back here after the break. That's your SEC update. Ty, you there? Well. We'll figure it out here. Stick around. This is the Morning Rush. We'll be back in just a minute.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963. Lewis Automotive Group, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 79 years.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Being young with unlimited energy to burn. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think you could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
All guys lose their edge when they turn 40. The body has less testosterone. That's why I take Nugenix Total T.
I've heard about Nugenix. That really works?
Since I started taking Nugenix, I'm lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. I feel more energized at work. It's even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try?
Yep, send a text. It's that easy.
Text FORCE to 42424 right now. for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. It's the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now and they'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, their newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text FORCE to 42424. That's FORCE to 42424.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or
That's a
prevent
touchdown. That was a good run by him, Keith. He straightened out that stiff arm, and he went north and south, and he was gone.
This is the Morning Rush.
TGI Fridays in Fort Smith, where football fans win with 50-cent wings all day, every Monday and Thursday. Just 50-cent wings, boneless or traditional, with a 10-piece minimum. It's perfect for Monday night and Thursday night football. Also, don't forget TGI Fridays' brand new steakhouse menu. Hand-cut 14-ounce ribeyes, juicy 8-ounce bacon wrap fillets, and loaded baked potatoes. Big groups are always welcome after the game, and we're open till midnight on Friday and Saturday. TGI Fridays. Come hungry, leave happy. TGI Fridays at 540 and Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Valley Family Dental at the entrance to Riley Farms provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. General dentistry, braces, implants, same-day crowns, and cosmetics. Dr. Sparkman, Farmer, and now Dr. Blaine Van Nice work to give all of their patients a better life with a better smile. Valley Family Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A at the entrance to Riley Farms. Let them know you heard this on ESPN Radio and receive $300 off a snore guard. Valley Family Dental, 479-226-3500 for an appointment or visit valleyfamilydentalpractice.com.
Top CDL Academy is a licensed Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration that provides the federal required training to obtain both Class A and Class B CDL licenses. Our program provides assistance with employment after graduation. We have finance and grant options available. Students straight out of class have started new careers earning $70,000 to $140,000 per year, and training is provided for all 50 states. Call today, 479-632-1050. COP CDL Academy.
When your carpets, upholstery, and floors look dirty and stained, call your local Service Master Clean at 646-4087. Service Master Clean is an industry leader and can remove the toughest stains from your home or office. And they back their work with a satisfaction guarantee. Eliminate dirt and grime from your carpet, hardwood, tile, and laminate floors. Call your local Service Master Clean, 479-646-4087. That's 646-4087 or online at servicemasterpc.com.
Hey, Ty Richardson at my favorite place, Papa's Pub and Pizzeria, 508 Garrison Avenue. And Cricket, we always talk about specials. Wednesday, ladies' night. I know you love Wednesdays here.
I love my Wednesdays. All the ladies come out. We have $5.99 small cheesy bread. We have pink panty droppers on special. We've got blow bombs on special. And it's all about ladies on a Wednesday here at Papa.
Papa's Pub and Pizzeria, the best darn pizza in Fort Smith, perhaps the world. Cricket, what do you think about Papa's Pub and Pizzeria?
I think it's the best darn pizza in Fort Smith and perhaps the world.
Dad, the driver looks dirty. Ew, yucky, Daddy.
Hey, don't worry, boys. That's what we do best. At My Dreams Mo Wash, we make homes, businesses, and even big industrial spaces shine like new.
So you can clean houses and big buildings?
That's right. Residential, commercial, or industrial. No job's too big or too small. Call My Dreams Mo Wash today at 479-763-5561 or visit mjmowash.com.
My Junior's Mobile Wash. One call cleans it all.
Up to $11,000 off on select GMC Sierras at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The GMC Sierra will conquer the road with confidence. Up to $11,000 off or take 4.9% for up to 84 months. Lease the all-new 2025 GMC Hummer and go 0 to 60 in under 3.9 seconds for as low as $9.99 a month. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. We are professional grade. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
you can pick for breeds.
The worldwide leader in sports.
It was her first ball game with my wife, and we ended up on that field. We were in section 104.
Brother, you just turned the light bulb on. You gotta go with somebody. At least I go with the winner.
Tommy, they're great.
You're listening to The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963.
All right, we're back here on the Morning Rush. Ty Richardson was called away to hit one of the key shots in the golf tournament. Just kidding. He had some technical difficulties. We'll see if we can get Ty back on here in just a minute. Tommy Kraft is also standing by to join us here in just a second as well. He had to hit an actual key shot for the golf tournament. I'll see if I can pipe Tommy on with us here. Talking about beefs here, it's What's Your Beef Wednesday on the Morning Rush. You can join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, 877-377-6963 to join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline. Had some beefs we talked about earlier today. Hunter Yurachek, maybe if he's qualified to lead this coaching search, and one of the most pivotal ones in your program's history, no matter what Tommy says. That is important. That is an important note. Things are crazy these days in college football. So we'll get to them in just a second. Tommy, we'll see if you can join us in just a second. Tommy, you with us?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm good.
Tommy, how's it going? How's the green speeds out there? How's it going here through 1046 this morning?
Magellan has a great track here. It feels like fall. It's overcast. It could actually use a little quarter zip here today. It's a little cool. It's exactly what we hoped for in October today. So great weather, great golf course here at Hot Springs Village with the Hot Springs Village Razorback Club.
So, Ty Richardson, Tommy, we were talking about this earlier. I know you guys have mentioned it as well. Is he actually going to get a chance to actually help the team today, or is he really just there as a cheerleader on the sidelines?
More of a cheerleader, and he can fetch beers.
Yeah.
For the guys that'll do the heavy lifting. And I'm fetching the beers right now.
That's
We've got a pretty good team here, and they got a few gimmicks to raise the money, but we're off to a very solid start. I've never had a zero on a hole, but there was a hole where they had an LPGA pro lined up, and if you paid the money, you got a zero. So we made the donation, and so I've never wrote a zero down on a card.
That's it. Hey,
today.
You'll take it however you can get it, especially a zero, because, there's got to be no better feeling than that.
Yep.
Tommy, just set the scene for us. You told me you had to hit a shot right before you came on. I mean, was it what you wanted? Were you aimed the right way? I mean, are you set up good for the next
aimed right, pulled it left, did get it on the green. It was a 95-yard, 56-degree sand wedge. But I left it 25 feet right of the hole. So no,
so you're using your partner shot hopefully for the next one.
100%, 100%. So
good. Well,
so
Tommy,
did Ty pull that old trick where he said the equipment didn't work so he could get to the golf course sooner? Is that what we're doing here?
I think that's what he's doing, and you know what? I like you said, he's not going to be actually helping the team in any regard whatsoever. So I think he might just be trying to get set up on getting some beers for himself earlier. So that might be what Ty Richardson is doing this morning. And we had a text earlier today, Tommy. One of the first texts we got this morning was, how many beers has Tommy had today? And I said, well, if it's only 10:45, it's one for every hole so far, I guess.
Well, we're not quite on that pace, but I've had my share of the Coke Zeros
that's right.
to this point. So
that's right. Well, Tommy, we'll let you get after it out there and bring home with the elusive three-peat at the elusive three-peat here for us at the Morning Rush.
Working on the three-peat. We'll have an update tomorrow morning. So.
All right, Tommy. Hey, take care. Shoot 'em straight. That's Tommy Kraft up there at the 36th Annual Hot Springs Village Razorback Club. Always good to hear from Tommy. We got a call in here on the Lewis Automotive Hotline. Kevin, he held through the break earlier. Kevin, it's just me. Go on with us here. Kevin, how's it going this morning, my man? Kevin, you still there, brother? Things are not going well this morning when Ty Richardson's not here. No matter what he says, folks, even whenever we joke around that he keeps the lights on, he really, truly does. So we'll get to the rest of that here on the Morning Rush. Call in if you got a little beef that you want to get to here on What's Your Beef Wednesday, 877-377-6963 on the Lewis Automotive Hotline. We're brought to you this morning by Sterling Bank. When it comes to banking, you deserve a pleasant and productive experience, one that puts you first. That's exactly what you'll find at Sterling Bank, your community bank right here in Northwest Arkansas, with top-notch customer service. Every transaction feels personal because they're not just your bankers, they're your friends and neighbors. Sterling Bank is deeply committed to the people, businesses, and organizations that make Northwest Arkansas thrive. Their passion for growth and progress fuels everything they do. If you're looking for local, friendly banking that fits your needs, visit Sterling Bank in Fayetteville, Rogers, or Bentonville, or learn more at stirbank.bank. Sterling Bank, invested in you and committed to Northwest Arkansas. Wrapping it up here on the Morning Rush this morning for a What's Your Beef Wednesday. I'm sure that as we go on through the rest of this week, as the nerves get a little bit more heightened and the senses get heightened as well, as we move forward towards Bobby Petrino's reintroduction as the Razorback head coach this weekend, I'm sure we'll have lots of beefs that continue on and lots of beefs that will be projected here by our fan bases as we try and figure out a new head coach and everything else that Razorback football needs to get fixed right now, because it's not just a new head coach. They need to get some new defenders in there, hopefully somebody that can help tackle, and some guys that can score some points, because they're missing a lot of those things, and that's what you need to have a very successful football team. Everybody knows that, and Bobby Petrino knows how to coach this team. So as we move forward on a What's Your Beef Wednesday, go ahead and continue to send in those beef that you got here as we wrap up. Couple minutes left. We want to hear what's got you ticked off today. 877-377-6963 on the Lewis Automotive Hotline. Got a call here coming in here. Hey, it's the Morning Rush. What's your beef Wednesday? Hey, good morning. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name's Melvin.
Melvin from Sheridan. Good to hear from you, buddy. What's going on? What's your beef? Real quick. Wrap it up for me. What you got?
Well,
What's ticked you off?
Part of my beef is you telling me I can't wish for John Gruden.
Oh, Melvin, come on.
Well,
Give me a good reason. Give me a good reason.
Let me back up and say, look here. I'm more for Hunter's got to go and whatever that big name booster that's going to cut the biggest check.
Hey, that's important.
Got the next go.
That's important.
I really like to see Houston Dale and John Gruden up there on that hill, but hey, I'm picking Daisy.
Hey.
I just want what's best up there and somebody that's going to try to get us up where we need to be.
That's right.
And stop begging for money.
Stop begging for money. Stop begging for money.
Sir, you're not. No, not you, bud. But every day there's some kind of telethon going on for the Razorback.
That's right. Hey, they're begging for money up there all the time. And you know what? They maybe need to, because they got to get somebody to buy some players to get up there to fix the mess that's going on with the defense and with the offense as well, because they can't score. But hopefully Coach Petrino will get it fixed, right? Pitbull Bobby, he's back, screaming at the refs, figuring it out. He'll have beef with all the officials. He'll have beef with anybody that crosses his path. He'll get it fixed. He'll be the right guy. And not, it's John Gruden. I don't know, but we'll figure it out. Matt Jones, Phil and Big C halftime here next on ESPN Arkansas. Thanks to the Hot Springs Village Razorback Club. We'll see you tomorrow on the Morning Rush.
At the Bet Saracen Sportsbook app, we realize lots of you have thought about opening an account, but you just haven't made that move yet. Well, now